Imagine being on the phone with your child, guiding them home on a quiet country road in the dead of night. They say they're okay. They sound calm, just lost. Then suddenly, a gasp, a curse, and silence. That's exactly what happened on May 14th, 2008, when 19-year-old Brandon Swanson called his parents after driving into a ditch in rural Minnesota. What followed was a 47-minute call. And then he vanished. No body, no answers, only questions. What happened during those final steps into the dark? And what did Brandon see in those last moments before the line went dead? The mysterious disappearance of Brandon Swanson. The 911 call that went silent. It was just after midnight. A car had slipped into a ditch on a dark gravel road in rural Minnesota. Brandon Swanson, a 19-year-old college student, called his parents for help. He sounded calm. He wasn't hurt. He just needed a ride. For 47 minutes, they stayed on the phone as he tried to guide them to his location. Until suddenly Brandon shouted, "Oh shit!" And the line went silent. He was never seen again. This is the chilling mystery of Brandon Swanson, the teen who vanished into the dark, and the 911 call that ended in silence. Brandon Victor Swanson was born in 1989 in Marshall, Minnesota. Smart, shy, and well-liked, he had just finished his first year at Minnesota West Community and Technical College. On the night of May 13th, 2008, Brandon was celebrating the end of the semester with friends in Canby. He didn't drink much, and when he left after midnight, he promised he'd call once he got home. Sometime around 1:15 a.m., Brandon's car went off the road. He wasn't hurt, but he couldn't get it out of the ditch. He called his parents, Brian and Annette. He sounded frustrated but calm. He described his location near Lind, Minnesota. His parents drove out to find him, but couldn't see any sign of his car. For nearly an hour, Brandon kept talking on the phone, saying he could see lights in the distance. He decided to walk toward them, believing they were from Lind. Then, 47 minutes in, he said, "Oh shit," and the call dropped. They never heard from him again. After multiple calls to Brandon went unanswered, his parents reported him missing. At first, police treated it as a typical teenager staying out case. But Brandon's parents insisted he wasn't the kind to vanish. That afternoon, police pinged Brandon's phone, and it wasn't anywhere near Lind. It was 25 miles away, near the town of Taunton. That's where they found his car, empty, keys missing, and no signs of foul play. But something was off. He was in the complete opposite direction of where he thought he was. Search dogs tracked Brandon's scent from the car to a nearby gravel road, then along a field, and finally to the edge of the Yellow Medicine River. There, the trail suddenly stopped. Some believed he had fallen in, but there was no evidence, no body, no clothes, nothing. It was as if Brandon had simply vanished. Theories flooded in. Did he fall into the river and drown? But multiple dive teams found nothing. Did he run into someone in the dark? Or did he intentionally vanish? Friends and family rejected the idea of foul play or suicide. Brandon had plans for the summer. But why was he 25 miles from where he thought he was? Why did he sound so calm? Right until that final outburst. And what did he see in the dark that made him cry out? Brandon's parents didn't stop. They launched Brandon's Law, which requires police to begin immediate investigations for missing adults, not just minors. It passed in Minnesota in 2009. Every year, volunteers search fields and farmlands for Brandon's remains. He has never been found, but his disappearance changed how authorities respond to calls, like his calls that come from the shadows. It's been more than 15 years, still no trace, still no closure. Brandon Swanson disappeared into the dark, but his voice, captured in that final 911 call, still echoes. Oh, Stu, what did he see? Was it an accident, a misstep, or something far more chilling? Somewhere out there in the fields of Minnesota, the truth is still waiting.